Good afternoon. Real quick question. I'm really good and really quick at manifesting my life as I go, and I love everything that I do, and I get into it, and then it gets a little boring, so I look for the next thing. And when I look behind me, it seems like things kind of disassemble themselves as I'm going towards the next thing. Is there any consequences to that, or?
Well, we're glad you noticed that, in the sense that you do, through the power of your focus, cause a coalescing of things. Mm-hmm. And really, you are the creator of your experience now. In other words, it is what you're offering now that really equals your point of attraction. So where you're giving your attention, it's logical that that would be most active. What do you mean by disassembled?
Well, it seems like the way that things happen for me is very cyclical. You know, I'll have this great intention, this desire, and I'll see it to manifestation and fruition, and I'll be playing in that arena for a while, and then I get a little disinterested or bored with it, and I feel that I'm coming on to the next thing, the next step.
Sort of the way you come into lifetimes, actually.
Yeah.
The reason that we are very pleased to hear your observation is because when you are focused what seems like forward in terms of manifestation, but is really focused present in terms of vibration, you're always continuing to move. And so what you are describing is that forward motion, that eternalness.
Right.
Now, we still want to go back to that disassembling situation that you were talking about, because we do not want to give the impression that once you create something that you have to keep giving it your attention or it falls apart, because it is not that way. What's really happening is that through life you are assembling the best pieces from all of it, which are not only holding together, they are holding together eternally, waiting for your vibrational alignment with them. And so what you're often describing is that the more up to speed with who you really are that you become, the things that aren't up to speed with who you really are and that you have come up to speed with, then those things begin to fall away from you. They don't disassemble, they just are no longer attracted to where you are. Another really good way of describing this is, let's say you're interacting with another person, and that person has 10 strong personality traits, some of them appreciated by you and some of them not, but all of them observed by you. So you're observing the things you like and the things you don't like. You're talking about the things you like and the things you don't like. And so you have quite a varied relationship with this person. You can rendezvous with them on many different points. And you might describe that relationship as being one that has many ups and downs. You might describe that relationship as being a sort of roller coaster relationship where the good is so good but the bad is so bad sort of relationship. But then you hear us talking about the vortex, and you become aware of this source energy part of you, and you begin to deliberately tune yourself to the frequency of who you really are. And as you tune yourself consistently to the frequency of who you are, just in general terms, we're talking about meditating and basking and just looking for positive aspects. Now you've tuned yourself away from several of those undesirable characteristics. And so now your relationship with that person begins to change because you're evoking different things. The power of your expectation shifts. So even though they may show many of those characteristics to other less focused people, to you, they're giving you, or law of attraction is revealing to you, only the aspects of them. You are rendezvousing only with the aspects of them that are chronically in your vibration. Things are not disappearing. They're just vibrationally in a different place than you are. And the more time you spend tuning deliberately to the frequency of who you really are, the more delicious relationships will reveal themselves to you. Many of them you already know. The relationships will just evolve and change because you are.
Thank you.
Yes,
yeah.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm looking for a little clarity in terms of the vortex and some feelings that I have, and it also relates to meditation or a meditative mind with no thought. And I've heard you say that you only teach meditation because so many people have so many resistant thoughts.
It's easier. Let us give this to you. We can feel you completely, and you've articulated it well already. And you're helping us to say what we really want to say is that through meditation and the quieting of thought, then from the inside out, you can be building the thoughts and the words and the behavior in the direction of what you are wanting. So meditation is just a supreme tool because it stops all of that resistant thought and gives you a new starting point. And if you do it regularly, then what's in your vortex will call you toward it, and you can begin to build the new momentum in the new directions from the inside out, which is so much easier than taking every issue that bothers you and dragging it into the vortex. It's much easier to leave all those issues out, get in the vortex, and then build a new life. That's sort of what's been going on here through this Abraham experience that some of you are new to and some of you have been participating in for a while. Because Esther had no training in metaphysics, no religious background. She just wanted to live happily ever after. As she came into vibrational alignment with that which was us, we were able to put together combinations of words that you could feel because you had not heard them before and find resonance with without resistance, which gave you new starting points to build on. Yes.
One more quick clarification related to this. I can, get in my car in the morning, be in this state of beingness where I just feel at one with everything around me. There's no thought. And then I've tried to milk it from the perspective of thinking, pure positive thoughts. So I'm trying to deliberately find things to appreciate. And those words just don't seem to be better than just the pure beingness. And that's what I wanted more clarity on.
Well, we want to say to you that the words don't matter at all. It's the feeling. It's the feeling that you're reaching for. That's why when our friend says, what is the explanation or the epitome or the symbol of success, we explain that it is joy. It is an emotion. It's not a concept. It's not a business plan. It's emotional resonance with who you are.
I'm complete. Thank you.
Really good. So you come from source, and a part of you is here in this body. And while you're here, you are exploring. But the thing that most of our physical friends don't really get is that through this physical exploration, you are creating a vibrational version of you that really is the reason that you've come forth. You are eternal creators. You are eternal beings. And you are source energy, a part of which is focused into this physical body. So as you sift and sort and know what you don't want, and therefore know what you do want, as you throw or launch these rockets of desire forward into what we are calling your vortex, your vibrational reality, this vortex of creation, because they are going, these rockets of desire are going incrementally, we know of no one who could accurately even begin to articulate who you have really become. But you don't have to describe it with your words because you can feel it through your emotions. You can tell when, as you're walking through the details of your life experience, whether you are in vibrational sync with this expanded version of who you are. This expanded version, which represents who you were before you came forth into this physical body, and all that that non-physical eternal being that is really you has become ever since. So we want you to get a very clear sense of this vibrational reality of you, who is, we're not kidding you even a little bit, by our absolute perspective, it is the now version of who you are. It is present tense. So when you stand in your moment and you read something that is upsetting to you, the feeling of being upset is your indicator that you are perceiving this in a way that is very different than the source within you is perceiving it. In other words, something in your environment is happening and you are focused upon it in a way that is causing you to activate a vibration that doesn't have resonance with the vibration of your source. Now, the vibration of your source you can trust, but you don't know that until you test it. You don't know it until you are first aware that this vortex version of you exists, which includes all that you've become. It's the source energy that is within you. When you realize that this non-physical part of you exists and that it is not just the leading edge, it is the now reality of who you are, so that if in this now you are focused in a vibrational difference, you're going to feel that vibrational difference in the form of emotion. And the greater the difference, the more off the emotion feels. The more negative you feel when you feel fear, or when you feel depression, or when you feel that strong rage or anger, those emotions are indicating to you that while you have free will, certainly the right to hold the opinion that you are currently holding about whatever it is that you are thinking about or observing, the larger part of you is holding a far different opinion. And really, we can't think of a better way to get this seminar started than to have them ring a bogus alarm in the middle of a seminar where we are wanting to encourage you to listen to what's coming forth from within. And it isn't always the easiest thing to do, because what's out there where you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it, it's attention getting, isn't it? It gets your attention. We didn't set them up for that. They just conspired with us to assist you in understanding in yet fuller detail that once you realize that the larger part of you exists and you deliberately tune yourself to the frequency of that larger you, there you find not just freedom from things you don't want. There you find not just the presence of the things that you do want, but you find the true vibrational essence of who you are. It's that coming home feeling, and it's that feeling of well-being. It's that feeling of confidence and security. It's that feeling of friskiness. It's that feeling of tuned in, tapped in, turned on. It's that feeling of well-being that comes from no other place. You can't buy enough to get that feeling. You can't know enough people in enough high places to get that feeling. You just can't get that feeling of balance and well-being, of physical human thriving from any other place other than resonant vibrational alignment with who you really are. And before you can achieve that alignment, first you got to understand that you here on the leading edge in your physical body actually have the potential of two vibrational vantage points. In other words, the source within you is always going to be offering this vibration of well-being and balance and understanding the value of that which is you, understanding the value of that which is others too. And when you get crossways of that, when you start feeling competitive, when you feel insecure, when you look at others and you think they're getting a bigger piece of the pie than they deserve, and in their getting it that they're depriving you of yours in some way, when you start feeling any of those sorts of things, you start practicing a vibration that as you keep it going will keep you to some degree separated from the resonance of well-being that is truly who you are and truly reflects and represents everything that you deserve.